I'm getting a new phone today. Here she is. Ooh. So I recently upgraded to the iPhone 12 Pro after having a 7 Plus for about 4.5 years. I was very, very excited when I got it. Anyway, today I'm going to be doing a what's on my iPhone, so we're just going to jump right on into it. So this is the iPhone 12 Pro. I have it in Pacific Blue and I have it in 256 gigabytes, and I've already used 26 gigabytes, which is crazy because I've only had it for a couple weeks, but I use a lot of high volume photo and video when I have stuff on my camera that I put onto my phone, and so it fills up pretty quick. My old phone had 32 gigabytes, so you can only imagine how fast that filled up. And I never had storage, literally ever. I had to delete everything if I ever wanted to take any sort of video ever. Anyway, I'm very happy to have this phone now. So my wallpaper is my dog, Peanut. She's my best friend, the love of my life, and she'll probably be grunting throughout this video, so I'm sorry for that, but this is her bed too, so she has a right to be here. Don't do it. Oh, you're so precious. So this first page of apps is just the apps that come on my phone. So messages, calendar, photos, camera, notes, weather, settings, clock, calculator, wallet, health, contacts are all apps. Are you... Just the generic Apple apps that come on every iPhone. And then I have two widgets on here too. So my first one is my Pinterest widget, and that redirects to my vision board on Pinterest. So that picture changes every hour, and I think that's fun because I do have a black home screen. So having the little photo widget kind of spices it up, you know? And then I also have a battery widget because I don't like that you can't see your battery percentage with the like newer iPhones, so I like having that there. And then I also like having it because with my AirPods, it'll automatically show me the battery percentage on that on my home screen as well. I have Spotify on here. Follow my Spotify. Daisy Blake 72 I think is my username. I have some fire playlists, not gonna lie. I have that on the first page just for easy access because I use that every time I get in my car and pretty much all the time when I'm at home as well. I do have Google Calendar as well as the Apple Calendar. I like the Apple Calendar because it always says the date on the like app badge, but Google Calendar is where I do all of my events. So anytime I have anything that I need to remember to attend or to do, I add that on my Google Calendar. And then also reminders, I always have a running list of things to do, so I have my reminders right there. Zoom, obviously everyone's using Zoom nowadays. And then my four at the bottom are phone, Google Chrome because I prefer Google Chrome over Safari. Although I kind of do like the Safari mobile version more than the Chrome mobile version. I only use Google Chrome on my mobile because it syncs with the stuff I'm using on my desktop or my laptop, so that way I can have all my bookmarks and stuff here. I have Instagram, and I used like the sunset orangey red icon because you can change your icon now if you didn't know. So my last app on the bottom row is Flipped, which is like a mindfulness app. I really like this for like studying or trying to focus. Basically all you do is you set a productivity timer, and then it'll give you a nice motivational quote, and then it'll keep track of how long you've stayed off your phone. But it holds you accountable to stay productive, so I really like that because I do have ADHD and I get distracted very easily. My next page of apps is kind of themed green, blue, yellow, I don't know. It's kind of a vibe, but I have my screen time up at the top, which for some reason has been off for the past couple days. It's been saying that I've been on Spotify for like 8 hours like on the screen time, which I'm not sure why that's showing up like that. I have my Spotify widget here just for easier access in case my phone unlocks and it's on this screen rather than my home screen, but my featured playlist on it right now is False Winter. So the apps on this page are FaceTime, WhatsApp, which side note, I only use WhatsApp with my non-American friends. I don't have any American friends that like actively use WhatsApp. Starbucks, an essential for me. The Find My Friends, Find My Devices is probably one of my most used apps because I never know where my siblings are, and I also never know where my AirPods are. So that's that on that. Dispo, which is David Dobrik's like disposable camera, photo camera app thing. Why can I not speak today? I don't know. I really like Dispo. I like that you can take the pictures and it doesn't show you them until the next day, and then they still have that like kind of vintage effect on them. Snapseed I use to edit my photos. Docs, I have another running to-do list on a doc that I share between like all of my devices, and then obviously I use Docs for school as well. Twitter, Snapchat, Maps, also an essential. Venmo, also an essential. And then I have GroupMe for my semester at sea group message. Hi, if anyone's on semester at sea in fall 2021. My next page of apps is probably where I went all out with the iOS 14 customizations. I have a Widgetsmith widget that has the time like in words. And then I have another Widgetsmith widget with just a picture, and I really stuck to the red and black and white theme here. Some of them have a little bit of blue accents on it, so I'll let it slide. But overall, it has a red, black, and white theme going on here. So I have TikTok, follow me. Voice memos, I use more than you would think because I have a lot of ideas when I'm either about to go to sleep or while I'm driving. And so instead of typing them out, I just talk to myself essentially. Compass, I also use more than you'd think because Compass is also a level. And why do I use a level so often? I don't know, but I use level quite often. Depop, follow me on Depop. Unum's kind of like a feed planner. I'll show you what mine looks like right now. I'll give you a little sneak peek in my Instagram. I don't even think I have anything on there right now, but I'm kind of like, I don't know, particular about where my Instagram pictures are. So I kind of am trying to have a little feed going on. So follow my Instagram. I don't know, gotta have that self plug in there. That sounds so superficial when I say it out loud because literally nobody cares. I never really go on other people's Instagrams and be like, oh, that picture would have looked so good there, or like, oh, their feed is just so aesthetic. The New Yorker, I low-key subscribed to when they had their little special $4 sale going on because I wanted a New Yorker tote bag, but I also get like access to the entire app, so I just have the app here. I also can acknowledge that the New Yorker is usually biased, and I am a Democrat, so I do tend to agree with a lot of what the New Yorker says, but I just want to note that I diversify my news sources, and it's always important to look at situations from both sides. Revolut, I feel like if you're not American, you probably don't know what Revolut is. Revolut is the card that I used when I was abroad because you can change between currencies so easily. So I still have that on here because I still do have money in that account because it is like a debit card. So I kind of try to save my money in that account for when I travel. Obviously I haven't traveled in like almost a year now, but just having that in there so when I do travel or if I do make any kind of international purchase, I just bought something off a UK-based website. It was so much easier to just buy it with my Revolut card than buying it with my like American card. Storylux, honestly haven't used it once, but I'm pretty sure it's like story templates or like Instagram templates. Bank of America, self-explanatory, I have a Bank of America card. Visco, follow me on Visco, baby. I have some good pictures on my Visco lately. I just made a Visco preset. I'll put it on the screen right now, but this is my Visco timeline right now. If you scroll back to when I was backpacking in Europe, it is just so aesthetically pleasing, but that was 2 years ago. So if you are down for a little stock on my Visco, I would highly recommend scrolling back to 2018. I don't use Lightroom or anything fancy because I simply cannot be bothered to learn a new program since I've been using Visco since like 2012. Next we have DoorDash. To be honest, I never use DoorDash, but just in case I want to do a little food delivery, DoorDash is there for me. Also, fun fact, I used to be a DoorDash driver in the summer. I actually made like a little community post saying I was gonna have a video on it, but then DoorDash kind of screwed me over with their driver app. So if you ever want a story time on that, let me know. It's not super interesting, but maybe I'll talk about it in like a Q&A someday. YouTube, obviously, I watch a lot of YouTube. I create a lot of YouTube content, so I'm gonna have the app on my phone. I actually don't really watch YouTube on my phone. I usually watch it on my desktop or laptop, or I AirPlay onto the TV just because I don't like having it on the little screen. YouTube Studio, you probably have seen this in every What's on My iPhone video, and if you don't know what it is, it's basically the app that YouTubers use to track their statistics, and it's easiest to like reply to comments because they're all just like right there. Anyway, next I have Pinterest, which I already kind of showed you my vision board. I mostly pin outfit inspiration or stuff on my vision board. So if you're interested in that, I think my username is DaisyBlake72 if you want to follow me. Next is Canon Camera Connect, and I use that with my G7X, which I use to record all of my videos. I take a lot of self-timer pictures, especially when I was traveling. Well, actually, I don't know if you consider this self-timer because basically on the app you can do remote shooting. My phone is in my hand. It's because I'm literally clicking the shutter. Is that what it's called? I probably should know these things, but I click the button on my phone and it takes my picture. And also you can connect to your camera over Bluetooth, and you can download your pictures from your camera directly to your phone instead of doing like putting the SD card in your computer, downloading them to your computer, and then sending them to your phone. So it kind of erases the middleman in that situation. I really like that. This is my last page of apps. I have this app called Pocket Polls. When you're watching this, it is Friday, November 6th. So a couple days after the US election, we still have no results yet. Ask me if I'm stressed. Ask me, go ahead. I have a pocket polls widget just to show me who's in the lead. I'll get rid of that once the election's over and I'll replace it with another reminders widget because I have a couple to-do lists on my phone. I have a school to-do list and a YouTube to-do list and then a general to-do list. So usually I have my school to-do list and my general to-do list as widgets, but I just replaced it with the pocket polls because it is election season. So this page I kind of consider my school page because I do have all my to-do lists on there, and then the apps I have on here I really only use for school with the exception of PixArt. So Duo Mobile I use for my Oregon State University login because I'm taking a class there as a non-degree seeking student this year, which is really, really annoying, and I hate this stupid little app, but I understand why it's used, and I think that it is pretty effective in keeping like intruders out of your account. I couldn't even get into my account at one point, so that's pretty sick. Pages, I just use like the iCloud Drive thing. If I want to sync something to my phone, I just put it in that folder. Check e-reader, I have some of my textbooks on there, as well as my Kindle app has a few of my textbooks there. Google Translate, I am in French class. Am I ashamed I'm using Google Translate? Absolutely yes. Word reference, I would definitely recommend word reference over Google Translate. I should probably download that app right now, but I usually use that on my Chrome browser anyway. Oh, that's embarrassing. If any of my French professors are watching, Google Sheets, I'm actually a nerd. I am a nerd. I use Google Sheets quite often, especially with planning my videos. I have a whole sheet dedicated to how I plan like film edit and upload. But once again, I'm a big fan of lists, so I use this all the time just to make sure I'm on track with where I'm supposed to be with filming, editing, and uploading. I'm always behind, spoiler alert, but that's besides the point. Pulse, I don't know why it's called Pulse. It's a Brightspace app because USM, University of Southern Maine, which is my school right now, uses Brightspace. So I have Brightspace Pulse here. It's just so I can access any due dates, or it'll send me notifications if I have a new grade in, etc, etc. And then my last app I guess I haven't talked about is PixArt. I use that for a bunch of my thumbnails. If I ever have any doodles on my Instagram, that's usually using PixArt. So my two big apps for editing pictures, or I guess my three big apps for editing pictures are PixArt, VSCO, and Snapseed, all for different reasons. If you want a how I edit my Instagram pictures, I can do that. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm down for anything. Okay, now I'll just give you a little scroll through my app catalog in case there were any apps that I didn't talk about that weren't on my home screen. I think pretty much all of them are except maybe 2 or 3. Okay, so that's everything on my iPhone. I hope you enjoyed invading my life. Leave a comment down below what your favorite app is. My favorite app's probably Instagram. That's really basic. I like YouTube Studio because I can reply to comments really easily, and I also like VSCO because there's no pressure to get likes or followers. Yeah, that's it for this video. Love you guys. Bye. Oh, subscribe? I never say that. Subscribe to my channel.
10 o'clock.
Okay, bye.
I be beaming, losing balance, yo bitch falling on my yacht. They're like, smell like genius, that's my Elon Musk. 10 o'clock, and it's PM, being patient with my buzz. Yeah, you can't rock